All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to HTC Ascension, the big 16-team challenger tournament happening in North America. We are live for our second and final series of the night. This one between Zenith eSports and DZG Storm, the sister team of DZG Fire. I'm Joshua Piscator-Lee here alongside Bill Jump Carter. Only one jump this time. We're getting right into the second series of the game.
Change of partners, but it doesn't matter. Back with my old buddy. Let's get it going, guys. We are in Series 2 of the night. You're right. DZG Storm versus, DZG Gaming Storm versus Zenith eSports. We're going to have Zenith eSports on the blue side, DZG Storm on the red. And there's a lot coming into this. It's going to be an uphill battle for DZG Storm, but I don't think that they're going to do anything short than impress us.
Right, DZG Storm coming into this tournament, they have a lot to prove for themselves. Apparently, they love playing with each other. It's always nice to hear about teams who enjoy playing with each other because why play a game unless you're having fun? These guys all trust each other very much. Their coach is really happy with the way they communicate. But then again, like you said, it's going to be an uphill battle due to the fact that Zenith eSports, they're pretty high up on the solo queue ladders themselves.
They're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good indeed. They have a whole new roster, though. So while they are higher up, while they are at the peak of the challenger circuit, they at the same time have a completely new roster. One of the biggest names that I want to look out for is going to be their jungler Contracts. He's unproven. He doesn't have any previous teams. He's 16 years old, guys. He's a very young player, but his coach talked about how much faith and how much potential that this kid has. But hopping right into the picks bands, as we kind of have been talking a little bit too much as we go on that, we've got the Ziggs band away from Zorlos, the Gragas band, as well as the Riven band coming out for Zenith right here, and then the Gangplank and the Tom Kench, two very standard bands coming out of DZG Storm.
Right, Tom Kench and Gangplank, two of those champions that we're probably going to see taken away a vast majority of the tournament, unless something absolutely drastic happens to them. But Ziggs being taken away, definitely target bands going over towards Zorlas. The final ban coming in, leaving a lot of things open. We saw Kindred kind of being hovered. Haven't seen it locked in yet, but with that Lulu ban coming up, there's a lot open. Elise is open. Kindred is open. Callista is open. Oh my goodness. The options are endless.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually hurry up and pick the, pick up the Callista right here, because with both two of the top junglers open, Elise and Rek'Sai, they don't have to worry about securing that for the first pick unless they want to stick someone very specific into Contract's hands. Callista, though, is pretty much pick ban at this point. She, of the magnificent trio of Tristana, Jinx, and herself, are very strong, but they're letting this timer go down. They're talking about it. One of the things that the coach mentioned in an interview I had with him was how vocal they are in the champ select. They want to talk about every possible strategy, and they want to play a mind game. They want to get into the heads of DZG Storm and really force the pick ban phase to go in their direction. Timer's ticking down, though. Let's see what they decide to pick up.
It's one of those situations where it's like, we have all these cool toys available. Which one do we want to play with first? And it looks like the answer is going to be...
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, God.
Okay, that was like number 27 on the list of champions that I thought was going to be picked up right there.
What was 26? Was there a 26? Did you have something specific?
Yeah, Galio. Duh. Oh. Everybody has a 26.
Rule 26, pick Galio. But it's going to be the Cogmal locked in. Now, to throw you for even more of a loop, this technically could be a flex pick. Arc Second has been known to play the Cogmal in the past. He has pulled it out. Arc Second used to play for Winter Fox Gaming. He is a little bit more experienced into things, but by golly, by G, it looks like we're going to have the Kindred locked in for PP7 and the Braum bot lane for G Young.
Oh, nothing like a Kindred jumping around with dances of arrows all over the place. And I especially love seeing massive tower dives go wrong when Kindred comes into the play and throws out the Lamb's Respite at the very last second. I'm still very confused and intrigued by this first round Kog'Maw pickup because Intense Mango, it's not really in the top played champions in a solo queue ranking, not even in ARCs. So maybe they have a big plan in mind. Juggernaut gets a little more difficult without a Lulu, but still, this is a dude that does a lot of damage. And I'm really excited for the PvE changes too.
So we've also got, I want to keep it on the Kindred for a second though, because you had the Kog'Maw picked up. So that told DZG Storm that that's going to be a Kog'Maw 80 carry. So they forewent the Callista, and that ends up making it a flex pick. and Intense Mango is actually going to be able to pick up the Callista. This Kog'Maw pick was nothing short of a mind game right there. Kindred Callista is such a strong composition when you interact the Kindred ultimate as well as the Ren stacks coming out of Callista, so they didn't think that they had to pick it up. They picked up the support in the Braum, who we all know is a very strong...
Oh boy.
A very strong bot laner. They pick up the Kindred, but my God, we're having things all across the map. We're going to have a Braum Mordekaiser in the bot lane, but that's going to leave up the Veigar as well. They're going to pick that over, and already both sides of the table are having crazy pick. This is nothing of the safe phase that we saw coming out of Lion Gaming and DZG Fire. DZG Storm and Zenith are just blowing the casket off in game 1.
Right, before we actually got into the game, we were discussing what we expected to see in these pick ban rotations. We're like, all right, Elise, Kindred, Veigar, champions like that are probably going to be pick ban or like first rotation picks, right? We saw Elise and Callista sneak all the way through to the third rotation of picks. Blue side actually picking up both of them. And then here we see a Soraka being locked in as well, as if a support isn't hard enough to kill with a Callista at her back. The fact that she can just hit R and reset any sort of bad fight, definitely going to help them out. But it looks like a very flexible pick in the top lane. Mystery is going to pick up that Gnar.
I want to see what they're going to decide to do to counteract this Gnar into the top lane. There's a lot of options that they can pick up. Yes, you have the Fiora. Yes, you have the Darius available, but they need some kind of engage because right now they're purely a defensive comp. Yes, you can throw out the ultimate from the Braum. Jiyoung can try to make some kind of play off of that happen, but outside of that, they don't really have some kind of hard engage. When they picked up this Mordekaiser and they rounded it out with the Veigar, they have a very solid control comp and they have a lot of objective control. It looks like, though, they're going to continue with this control-oriented composition. They're going to go with an Aurelia in the top lane, and I really like this if they're going to force the 1v1 in the top lane, because Aurelia does a very good job against Gnar, so that's an option that they can employ if they do so. It's going to get locked in. These team comps, very different, very crazy.
Right, so many champions sneaking through in spots that we never in a million years expected. The Kog'Maw first pick, Veigar even getting through. I know Zorlas has been playing this a very decent amount in solo queue as well. In addition to Mordekaiser, we talked about how teams were a little less likely to pick up more due to the fact that his experience gain was a little bit nerfed in the most recent 5.21 patch. For those of you wondering, we are playing on live 5.2. We've been watching Worlds play out on 5.18, but we are live. We're going to be continuing to go live as the patches come through, so it'll be interesting to see Mordekaiser, the Iron Revenant, play at a little bit of a weaker place.
And flipping to this mid lane, Kog'Maw. Now, looking exactly what kind of Kog'Maw brings to this team composition is it's actually kind of flows pretty well, because when you have a hard hyper carry in the bot lane, you want to have some kind of control in the mid lane, and what better way to control than to just be spitting vomit everywhere across the map and really zone out a lot of the members of DZG Storm. Arc Second is going to have a very tall task on his hand, and all of these members on both of these teams are going to have a tall task themselves, both unproven. Zenith having the default top dogs kind of situation because of their history with the name, but that doesn't mean that DZG Storm can't pull up, secure a game 1, and really put them on the back foot if they play this composition out correctly.
It was a crazy pick man phase. Hopefully it's an even crazier game. You are watching HTC Ascension for the duration of the tournament. HTC is running a promotion where you have a chance to win one of 3 HTC One M9s, especially emblazoned with the Team Liquid logo. Be sure to follow us on Twitter or check out HTC Esports Twitter to find out instructions on exactly how to win those. In addition, if you're not one of the lucky ones to win one of the Team Liquid ones, you can get a discount if you order directly through HTC with the promotion code HTC Ascension. In addition, be sure to tweet at us with the hashtag HTC Ascension to share exactly what you think about these teams and these games going forward. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, it'll be game 1 between Zenith eSports and DZG Storm. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to HTC Ascension Zenith eSports versus sister team, well, DZG Fire sister team, DZG Storm on the blue side. We have Zenith eSports, I'm Mysterious in the top lane, Contracts in the jungle, Arc second in mid, the Intense Mango on ADC, and Indivisible paused at support.
And for the side of DZG Storm, we've got Gatsby in the top lane, PP7 at the jungle, Zorlos in the mid lane, Carrick on AD carry, and Jaeyoung at support. We've got a little bit of a pause right now. They're fixing their mics. They have already hit the ready button. Don't forget, guys, this is a live Twitter moment kind of situation. I don't know what to call it, so we're just going to say hashtag with a hashtag. HTC Ascension is the hashtag. This is the HTC Ascension tournament. Tell us how you feel. Tell us who you think is going to win Zenith eSports versus DZG Storm. We're getting the play right resumed. Let's get right into play.
Hey, for Christmas, I would like an HTC One M9, please.
Okay. No, that... Okay. It's $100 off. There's a code. Have you heard about it?
Dude, I can save you $100.
Have you heard about it before?
If you use the code HTC Ascension on HTC's website, you can get one of the 3 specially made esports phones for $100 off.
Oh, it sounds so forced that it's beautiful. And what else is forced? It looks like we're going to see some forced deep wards right now. DZG Storm trying to get some early vision, trying to figure out exactly where Zenith is going to be, but they're going to counteract accordingly. They have a beautiful little ward in this top lane right here to figure out if they're going to do some kind of lane swap. I'm actually not predicting that, concerning the fact that you do have a Mordekaiser, so you want to stay in the bot side. You want to be able to secure that dragon control every time you pick Mordekaiser into anything. That's your first, #1, all-be-all priority, is going to be making sure that you have that dragon to push those objectives. So they're just going to retreat and try to do some funny things, but PP7 lurking around.
Yeah, PP7 was described as their coach as a very aggressive jungler, so seeing somebody come in game 1 of a series right off the rip, and there's a little bit of a delayed engage coming in from DZG over here.
We're just going to proxy farm.
Everybody fight all the time. Proxy farming Mordekaiser, new 5.2 on ADC. You heard it first here, folks. Mango saying, this isn't really something that people do, is it? Definitely throwing them for a loop as Gatsby and PPC start their double jungle on the opposite side, in Zenith's side. Looks like Zenith doing the same over at the chicken camp.
They're just going to rotate over, do a basic double jungle. There's nothing really going on in the top lane. They're just going to let the AI do their thing. The minions are just going to control as they go. And this advantage is actually going to go over a little bit, believe it or not, into DZG Storm's hands, because this kind of freaked out Mango and Indivisible a little bit that it stalled them coming directly to lane. So now Carrick and Jiyoung are going to have the advantage. They're going to have the wave pushed up. They have vision and they have the backup because their jungler and top laner, who's soon to be gone, were the bot lane. So they're going to get something. But here comes the aggression right here, PP7.
Yeah, Arc gets tagged by the edge of the event horizon, but bringing Cleanse, definitely a good decision on behalf of Arc. That's going to be down for a few minutes, though. They managed to find another gank in the next few minutes. Could be bad for the Bug.
Could be bad for the Bug. Indeed, that's going to be a cleanse down on Arc, so he's going to have to play a little bit more cautious. Still has the flash if things get a little bit too icky-sticky, but he's just going to have to play safe, play cautious from there. And PP7 playing onto that Kindred. This is the first time we've seen it in any form of competitive realm. We were on 5.18 for Worlds, so none of the teams were able to bring that out, and this is going to rely a lot on what she does with that Mark of the Kindred. How are they going to control that? Because as we know, once she gets going, once she gets those stacks up, the amount of damage that ensues is tremendous. And so controlling her in the jungle and making sure that they keep her down and grounded is going to be definitely a priority on Contract's mind.
Right, and it's interesting to see how this affects the enemy side as well. I mean, Contracts isn't going to be able to pick up the bonus damage from the Mark of the Kindred. But the fact that they're going in right here, fighting over the Scuttlecraft that was Mark. PP7, this is not a great start for you. Repel over the wall. Venomous Bite has been used already, so it's coming off cooldown. Looks like Zorlaz comes just in time for the support as Arcset can come in around with the Kog'Maw to provide a hand. Nobody going down just yet as PP7 going to get tagged up by some Soraka bananas. Jiyoung coming in just in time to provide support. What an extended level 3 fight we have early on in this series, but it looks like that's going to be enough. Scuttlecraft does go down on behalf of Zenith eSports, and that's the only casualty. And the entire time that this is going on, the Intense Mango is staying bot lane and farming. He's now propelled himself up to a 2-wave advantage over Carrick, and that's it. Very, very big, considering that you have the XP advantage that you're going to get from the Mordekaiser lane. Being able to get ahead on him as early as possible is really important. You need to try to hit your level 6 spike as quickly as he hits his. So getting this advantage early is going to be very good. Nice little acrobats by PP7 to come out alive, but that advantage is definitely going to go over to Zenith eSports. It's so awesome seeing that Mark of the Kindred go on a camp and everybody starts heading towards it. Guys, Kindred's going to be here. We got to get it.
It's like when the, oh, actually, we might have to pause it. That is the Intense Mango. We're getting stacks.
Forced to flash out of there. Exhaust was already popped. Indivisible actually the one taking the damage this time. Flashing everywhere. All thumbs down on behalf of Zenith eSports. Could be trouble for them if the jungler decides to pay a visit.
Looks like they're going to stick around the top, though. Contracts 2 for 2 on denying these camps away from PP7. Marks of the Kindred popped on Mr. Krabs and Mr. Krabs' sister in the top lane. So they're going to deny that away. And again, keeping these off is going to be really big. And another aspect of Mark of the Kindred that we have to keep watch on is which champion PP7 decides to mark, because that's going to create that Mark of the Kindred stack. If a killer assist prevails, he actually ended up marking the, marking Arc second in the mid lane. So he's going to put him a little bit on the pressure, but that doesn't necessarily mean he has to. It's kind of like the Evelyn thing where you think he's going to show up, you know he's going to show up, so you change your strategy and you play a lot more passive accordingly. So that using that tool to provide some offhand pressure is going to be really important to their early success.
It's like poker meets League of Legends.
That's just too much statistics for even someone like a color caster like me to even think about. Oh,
math is hard. Did you know that the US won the Math Olympiad this year?
They did. They actually beat out China, who, believe it or not, has been heralded as the most intellectual when it comes to the math.
They're ahead of the math meta. That's what it is.
But the US, they were behind the math meta so long that they finally pulled out ahead. And you talk about the math meta right here. The math meta of number 6 is going to hit in this top lane. Mysterious.
Mysteriously not going to do anything. Carrick actually has a couple of Ren stacks in him. Intense Mango trying to go for the kill on Jiyoung instead, but PP7 saying, I'm not sure if I want to take this 1v2 with no stacks right now. Just going to provide a little bit of support before backing off.
A little bit here, a little bit there. Mark of the Kindred camp goes down onto the Raptors, so that's something that they can pull out of there. We have some very even lanes right now outside of this bot lane. Yeah, now is when they die. Now is when they mess up. But Carrick has down an entire 25 CS, and Mordekaiser, who has been known for and has the ability to really gain ahead a lot of that experience, is pretty much dead even right now with the Intense Mango and Indivisible. This is such a good move by Zenith eSports to secure this XP, not necessarily advantage, but equalization, because that's what they're going to have to need. Once level 6 hits on Carrick, not only does that open up Dragon potential, but you mix that in with the ultimate from Jai Young and the Braum as well. There's a lot of things, but PP7 right here, kind of in a little bit of a rough position, not going to end up doing anything, just going to farm it off. Level 5 is hit, and got to get some stacks, bro.
Got to get stacks all the time. This aggressive style that PP7 typically likes to play hasn't really paid dividends just yet. Just 8 minutes into the game. No kills across the board thus far. And we talked about how Kindred's one of those interesting junglers that kind of has very conditional scaling. It's not just like with time and with items she'll scale. You're so reliant on your passive to actually get the damage that you need to. So PP7 can be a monster at 20 minutes, or she can be pretty useless by an hour and a half too. Hopefully we don't get that long.
Oh my goodness, a 90-minute game. I feel like we're going back to some complexity style things. It's not going to happen. Hopefully not.
Hope everybody went to the bathroom before the game.
600 gold in favor of Zenith eSports right now. The mid lane, haven't really touched upon it too much. Arc and Zorlas both keeping themselves fairly even. Zorlas barely ahead right there. The pings are coming out. And Contracts has just been very active moving around from the jungle side of things. He's been top, he's been bot, he's been floating around. He's doing a beautiful little counter jungle right now, but Gatsby trying to bully this himself out. He has the Sheen, so the damage can stuff, but Contracts in the rest of the bot lane now trying to steal things away from PP7.
That's a very sad face on Zorlas as he realizes that his blue buff is now gone from this world. ArcSecond shoving Zorlas all the way into the tower. Lots of pressure from Zenith eSports in the side of DZG Storm's blue side jungle. Look at this massive CS lead that Mango has been able to expand over Carrick in the bot lane. 32 CS at the 9.5 minute mark. I barely hit 32 CS at 10 minutes.
I mean, well, I guess so, but that's why they're challenger and in the HTC tournament, and you're
I'm in gold
5. It's okay. It's okay. You'll get the ranked rewards. We'll keep it going. You're right, though. The intense Mango and Indivisible bot lane right now that they have is so good. They call themselves the dank memers, so they want to make sure that they have everything done. But talking about the dank memes, Gatsby trying to float some things back and forth, and PP7 and Contracts catching themselves out right here. Contracts lands.
Cocoon to the face, but Zorlas is coming for backup. Comes Contracts, forced to flash out of there. PP7 just going to flash forward with the Dance of Arrows. Not sure if they're going to have the damage. Event Horizon doesn't land. It's going to be a party soon as Gatsby and Mysterious try to decide which one they want to kill first. Might just be it though. Ping still going down topside. Contracts looking for the re-engage onto PP7. Nothing more going to happen there as Zorlas a little bit overextended, going to back up to catch that yummy CS. These teams just barely making it away from each other, not wanting to give up anything in this early game.
A lot of moves and a lot of counter moves already at 10.5 minutes into the game. Every move that Contracts has made, while it has been proactive, PP7 has been lurking around and trying to combat that as much as possible. Contracts came out with the skin of his teeth right there, able to get the repel onto the blue buff and survive, but still, every little move that they're making is actually getting done and back up pretty well by DZG Storm. They've got an uphill battle, like we mentioned, that they have to face, but here comes the teleport. That uphill battle might turn into a game.
Here comes the teleport. Mango getting exhausted and slowed by the Braum ultimate. Invitational gets bolted right into the wall. Here comes the Primordial Burst. Not enough AP on that so far. Zorlas picks up the first kill. Indivisible trying to run away. Oh my gosh, my bananas don't do that much damage. Mysterious not with the Narbar quite yet, getting heals from the Soraka.
Dude, dive,
they're gonna look to dive. They're gonna look to dive right here. Mysterious not in Mega Nar form. Can he turn one kill around though? Taking a lot of damage. That bar is tasting. A Carrick goes down at the hands of Contract. Mysterious jumping forward. Narbar almost full at the moment. Zorlas getting pretty low, but the ult from Kindred does come through. Mysterious with the 360 no-scope from downtown takes down Ji-Young. Zenith eSports getting 2 kills out of that exchange.
Zorlas tried so hard to be proactive with that teleport, but it just got immediately demolished by iMysterious coming down. Contracts helping out as well. They pick up the kill. They tried so hard to secure that dive as perfectly as possible. You actually saw Gatsby tanking an extra tower hit to make things easier, but Contracts came behind with that Runeglaive damage and just tore Carrick apart right there. 2 kills going over in favor of Zenith eSports and the tower from ArcSecond. He's gonna hop step Cogmal laugh away, secure that kill, and Baron, no, sorry, scratch that, we're too early for that. Dragon, should I say, might be next on the menu for Zenith eSports.
Hey, a stack for PP7.
I did it, guys!
I did it! Hey, a few of those, and Kindred really starts to hurt.
1.5% damage of the current health that she's going to be able to crank out, and that's going to be very deadly. She has the jungle item completed as well, Ranger's Twirl Blazer, Warrior Enchantment, so she's going to actually be cranking out a fair amount of damage. It's just getting that damage off successfully that's going to be good. This is the dragon that Carrick wants. He needs that ghost to help out with this. There's no teleports available anywhere on the field, so if they want to fight this, they might be outnumbered.
Yeah, Zenith with the 4-person team right there. No Mango to be spotted all the way over by that top lane side, paying Gatsby a visit. But the dance has started. Meanwhile, Carrick pushing in that bot tower as fast as a Mordekaiser can. He's pounding away with that big metal thing. It's called a mace, right?
That big metal thing. Yeah, it's called a mace. that big metal thing. Just I hold it, I wield it, and I hope that I smash people with it as well.
Yeah, mace. It's that stuff girls bring when they go on dates with me.
Well, we really need to have a conversation if that's the case.
Why don't they like me, Jump?
I don't know, but Gatsby doesn't like I'm Mysterious very much. He's way too mysterious for him. As here she comes, the all-in's coming down. She might.
No Mega Gnar so far. Transcendent Blaze coming out one at a time. The Sheen proc, it doesn't get the kill. Mysterious typing in all chat, hashtag calculated right there. Gonna make it away with just a sliver of life.
Barely a little bit of health left. Mega Gnar's going to be transformed back soon, so he might have health. He's trying to bait it out. You don't have Mega Gnar available yet. Actually, scratch that. It just come back and through, so they're going to have that. Switching over to the bot lane now. They're pushing up. They want to try to get onto this tower, but Jai Young is just doing everything he can, throwing out Winter's Bite after Winter's Bite to stop them in their tracks. But this game right now, Zenith eSports is doing a very good job at keeping themselves under control. I Mysterious coming out with the skin of his teeth, 2 for 2 for their team, supporting a 2.7k gold lead. And the tower, Zenith eSports, here we go. They're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, we saw this game get off to a little bit of a slower start, but after that big bot lane fight, this game has just been blown wide open for Zenith eSports. We talked about how DZG Storm have a lot of hill to climb in this battle, considering the kind of solo queue mismatch. Contract's taking a big hit from Zorlas, but Veigar not quite at that one-shot potential just yet. And if you're DZG Gaming, after you saw your sister team lose in the first series, you must feel a little bit more pressure to really perform on HTC Ascension.
I think it's almost invigorating if I were to be on the sister team of DZG at this point in time, because really when it comes down right to it, you just really want to prove that you have just as much capability as your sister team. There's no such thing as an A or B team if your B team is beating your A team and doing things there. There's a lot of alphabets that we're just going too far for, but Gatsby gonna again go on with this super duper aggression right here. He's gonna go into it. The Mega Gnar into the wall though. He might be able to pull it off.
Gatsby pretty low on mana, still has a Transcendent Blade, so healing up a decent amount as Aurelia does. Oh, this is gonna come down to the wire. Minion aggro gonna force Mysterious to back up there. Typing once again, hashtag calculated. Is barely making it out alive. One day it's going to go terribly wrong for one of these top laners.
It's going to happen at some point in time, and whoever does is just going to facepalm and say, all right, well, let's try again, I guess.
Flag?
Something of the sorts. Gatsby wanting to go back. He has enough gold, actually, to go and secure onto the Triforce, but uh-oh! Oh! The clutch heal from the Soraka, Indivisible, saying that you're invincible now, gets it off and helps out the contract.
Yeah, so low too. Oh my goodness. When one person fights, it's so true. Everybody starts fighting. Indivisible saying, oh, there's a big metal man over here. I might need some help over here. Mango does have the Fake's Call available. Knocks him straight back up, trying to take down Iron Man with all of these Ren stacks. Rip it straight out of him. Zenith eSports extending their kill lead 5-1.
Oh, such a good job. Indivisible saying, I'm going to be the MVP with my top hat and banana staff right there. Keeping I Mysterious live. I want to almost bet that that was just as calculated can be. Getting that second kill, allowing Mysterious to go back, get that Black Cleaver, and push himself up is really kind of putting the hurt onto Gatsby. They were able to pick up the kill onto Carrick. He was able to go back as well, but uh-oh, PP7, not a good place that you need to be. Ren gets ripped out, and Intense Mango picks up another kill.
And that's if Zenith eSports wasn't at enough of a lead at about 6,000 gold. Even before the 20-minute mark, that is their third tower of the game. 0 towers taken by DZG Storm thus far. We talk so much about how Zenith eSports has a lot of players who operate on momentum, who have a lot of emotions when they play in-game. And when you're feeling good, when you're feeling hot, nothing in the world can stop you.
Nothing indeed. Almost an 8K gold lead in sorry, 7. Geez, I can't do math today. I'm from USA. Almost a 7K gold lead right there in favor of Zenith eSports. They're doing a lot of dictation, but at the same time, they're getting kills. They're getting these micro advantages, but they haven't really pushed it too much in objectives. Yes, they got the top tower, but they haven't really done anything to really counteract and inhibit a lot more of what they could be doing and stopping DZG Storm from a lot more. They don't have very deep wards. Yes, they're doing a decent amount of counter juggling, but they don't really have the ward coverage to get in there. Now they're prioritizing somewhat of the top side, but here we go, Zorlas.
Whoa, Indivisible almost gets one-shotted. The fact that the Primordial Burst is not available for a good 90 seconds or so definitely going to limit how effective Zorlas is in these team fights. Gaspy going to run into contracts and Indivisible. Can the Soraka provide enough heals to do this? Gaspy realizing this spider a little too icky, but contracts taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Mango getting focused down. 2 going down so far on behalf of DZG. They managed to trade 1 back, and oh man, 3 kills going into favor of DZG Storm. They're picking up gold when they desperately need it. Ji-Young barely making it out of there alive. Storm this time picks up something that they desperately needed.
And that's what happens when you don't have the vision control and you don't have the positioning to really cement yourself in a skirmish like that into the jungle. They were able to capitalize. Yeah, you had a whiffed ultimate from Ji-Young to start things off, but the rest of the team followed up and capitalized upon it. They were able to get the kills. Now they got the mid turret, and the favor is starting to shift a little bit towards DZG Storm now. They're able to secure a little bit of gold recovery, and getting these kills and getting these is exactly what they're going to need. Arc second trying to get himself in a position, excuse me, but he doesn't have the mana. He's going to be forced to back off and just heal himself right back up.
Yeah, Arc definitely going to start hurting very soon. Went for that early Luden spike to provide as big of a Kog'Maw spike as possible. Well, looks like Dragon coming up in just about a minute, 45 seconds. PP7 trying to stack up as many Kindred stacks as he can, sitting at 2 at the moment. So not the massive damage boost that PP7 might want to have with this kit.
Taking stock of where we're at right now, we got the 30-second timer. Ding, ding. Baron's going to be here soon. No Rift Herald yet, so we're just going to have to suffice with the Baron coming up. 100, or not 100, minute 20 left onto the Dragon, so that can be some prioritization coming themselves up. A little bit of a misstep, you're right, by Zenith eSports, but they can come back from this. They have a very good amount of team fight right now. You've got the Aegis of the Legion completed onto contracts. You've got the Luden's Echo completed, as well as the Magic Twin Boots on Arc Second, so he's going to be able to crank out a little bit more damage on that. You've got Intense Mango, has the Blade of the Ruin King, as well as a little bit of extra damage with that BF sword, so they can get themselves the fight and try to get something done. But just as we say that, that doesn't mean that you can rule out DZG Storm. Gatsby is in a very strong spot right now. He has just recently completed the Trinity Force, so he's going to be able to crank off a lot of that damage, so they're going to have to pick their fights carefully as they decide to just say, we're going to wait a little bit onto this Dragon, we're going to go into the bot lane turn.
Yeah, Gatsby with that dive potential though. Mango forced to flash out, zoned out. Oh, gets blown up by Zorlas. Who's next on the menu? Zenith trying to peel away, realizing that their ADC is down. DZG Storm, 20 seconds till the Dragon is up. Might have bought themselves a lot more map presence that they were desperately wishing for. Zenith doing a good job of clearing out those wards as soon as they come up. Zorlas catching out contracts there. Trying to find damage, tanking as much damage as a Braum can. Dragon up in 3 seconds while Mysterious pounding away at this top lane turret.
He's pounding it away at this turret. They're pretty much going to have to give up this Dragon. Now, Arc Second has no mana. The Intense Mango is dead, so they're just going to have to make the trade. And this might actually be the tide of turns that you're going to want to see coming out of DZG Storm, because that's going to secure the Dragon in favor of Carrick, so he's going to be able to try to push and do something. He doesn't have a full health things to work with, but he can still push out this bot wave and try to get some kind of pressure by using that Dragon and taking down this bot turret.
And this has got to be such a crucial moment for both teams. Zenith eSports came into this tournament wanting to prove themselves as one of the top competitors in the challenger scene. They talked about how they were very much looking forward to facing off against teams like Team Liquid Academy and Imagine Gaming. And meanwhile, DZG Storm, they realize that they're one of the underdogs in this tournament. They're okay with that. But at the same time, they want to represent their region of Quebec the best that they can. They want to find revenge for their sister team, DZG Fire. And right at this moment in the game, when they find themselves a little bit of a foothold, will it be enough to climb this to ascend this mountain?
Ascend this mountain, indeed. It did. I found it. I found the way to put it into it. Hi, guys. I did it. Yay, I get a cookie and everything else. Taking stock of where we're at. Again, Zor lost. If we want to see where he's at, he's actually 2-0-1 right now, so he's doing fairly well. He's got about 156 stacks, so that's going to be 156 extra AP. We're at 22 minutes in the game. He's sitting only at 427, 430, but he's almost got enough to complete that death cap. And once he gets that done, that's going to be there. I'm Mysterious, though. Might be able to pull off the... Oh, beautiful
great
flash.
reaction time out of Gatsby. Oh, you've got to be feeling good after that one.
Oh, such a great reaction right there. Flash for flash, predicted it almost perfectly, is able to get out alive, and that would have been a lot of pressure that they would have been able to apply, because since he has the teleport available, the split push pressure that this Aurelia can provide is going to be very important for them to do. So exactly, what are they going to do? That exact thing. They're going to send him down towards the bot lane. There's going to be a little bit of a siege right now coming out. Arc Second able to fire off as much poke, Indivisible, clearing wards out onto the top side. They want to get their foothold. Baron is available 23 minutes, 20 seconds into the game. They can do this if they come out on top with the right fight, but it's going to be very important on how they use these ultimates and how they prioritize their damage correctly, because we haven't seen it yet, but PP7 still has that Kindred ultimate available. Gatsby, however...
Wow! Didn't even need all the Transcendent Blades. Gatsby threw out 3. He's like, you know what? That's going to be enough. Mango goes down.
Dun, dun. Sorry, buddy. Doesn't look like that's going to happen right there. Gatsby doing his riches to worth as he's going to pick up that kill, help himself out a little bit, and the Intense Mango kind of struggling at this point in time. He's 2 and 4. Yes, he's up a ton of gold onto Carrick, but if Carrick can just secure some kind of kill with that ultimate, if he's able to successfully throw down the Children of the Grave and get a kill onto that, then he's going to be able to turn the tides of the fight, and the Intense Mango won't be able to do something. But Gatsby, though, getting caught out right here.
Revenge. Gatsby, rather, caught out. Not quite enough damage coming out of Zenith to lock them down just yet. PP7 forced to flash out, trying to find refuge in the middle of his minion wave. Not going to be too much happening there. No kills to be found, while Carrick on split push duty, top lane, going to back, pick up some items, sitting on about 900 gold. A little bit of a shopping spree to be had.
Shopping spree indeed. It's always good when you can buy things. Arc Second forced to burn that cleanse right there. This Event Horizon has just been hitting pretty on point by Zorlos. That's going to be another tide turner as we get into these big fights, because he's going to have to be able to position that almost perfectly and get things going. I'm very excited to see how we're going to be as we are in the heart of the mid game right now. They're up about 6k gold, Zenith eSports, but that doesn't mean that the fight can't be turned. One good Kindred ultimate, one solid Event Horizon from Zorlos, and one kill from Children of the Grave onto Carrick, and things could turn around very quickly for DZG Storm.
The PP7 on wave clear duty. So the CP coming around from the backside, though. They can find a pinch here. It'll be absolutely huge. Talisman pods on behalf of Indivisible to try to get them out of there cleanly. They're so afraid of Gatsby. Gatsby jumping on one of their squishies with the Trinity Force, pretty much going to blow them up immediately. Intense Mango forcing the Lamb's Respite out of PP7. They're onto Arc Second. They're onto Mysterious. Zorlos in the middle of all of them. The wish comes through. They don't even need it. They're tearing right through DZG Storm, and they have their eyes set on this bot side. Tier 2 wave at the door. They're on wave clear duty right now, getting ready for this push to take down their 5th tower of the game. Here they come. Mysterious still in Meganar form for a decent amount of time, so it's nothing that DZG Storm want to face off against right now. 5th tower of the game. They're going to take the time to steal all the resources away, and with Dragon up in a minute, Zenith eSports flexing their muscles.
Prioritizing the tower objectives is such a good way of running this League of Legends strategy that you see from Zenith eSports right now. There's about a minute left on Dragon, so they're able to pick up this objective that gives them enough time to go back, refresh their ward count, as Contracts and Indivisible both have empty Sightstone slots. So they're going to get that done. They're going to be able to come back into lane, secure the ward coverage, and make sure that Carrick and the rest of his team aren't able to secure that Ghost Dragon. As we know, it's very strong, and it's something to look out for. But what is DZG Storm going to do to counteract that? They're going to group around this Baron. Is this going to be a desperation play? I think we might see it. They got past the pink ward. They know they're there.
Hey, I think I saw DZG do this. Oh yeah, they did this in the previous game. We'll see if this DZG team can make Baron work to their advantage. They're taking a lot of damage for no real reason, though. Zenith eSports, here they come. Zorlas already used the Event Horizon to storm them out. Contract misses a flash cocoon. They're onto Zorlas now. Is that a short joke? I'm gonna short you into the ground. Zorlas blows them up, however. Indivisible Gatsby on the dive. So much damage being taken from the backline, though. So many rend stacks in them. So the rest of Zenith eSports looking to go on the run. So much chunking possible from all the dark matter. And the
Oh, I'm Mysterious though.
Mysterious coming in from the side. Looks like the Rams respite is caught. Everybody going so low. Should be a lot of deaths coming through. PP7 gets the shutdown gold. Indivisible, the rest of Zenith eSports forced to run away. 2 kills picked up by DZG Storm. Dragon is live. Looks like they're rotating.
Oh, they're gonna try. Zorlas might get cut out though. Ooh, Zorlas gets cut out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that things still aren't going to go in favor of DZG Storm right there. They're going to secure the Dragon, and hello, Ghost Dragon for me, says Carrick. They're going to be able to turn this into advantage. A Mega Wave is forming into the bot lane right now. That was an insane turn of events. Mysterious did not have a single point into his Gnar form, but that didn't mean that he didn't want to be aggressive. The Lamb's Respite was thrown down by PP7, healed up the rest, took them down, got his shadow, got the Dragon's shadow, as well as the bot turret, and this game is slowly shifting in favor of DZG Storm right now. They are giving Zenith eSports a run for their money.
And this is surprising considering that Zenith eSports consider themselves a very strong mid to late game team. Talking to their coach revealed that they are a team who keeps together, who doesn't tilt, who keeps each other calm and keeps their heads in the game. But right now, DZG Storm saying, hey, we're not as big of underdogs as you might have thought we were. We're here to prove a point. We're here to avenge our fallen comrades, our sister team in Fire. Right now, that gold lead slowly closing. It was at like 6,000 by 16 minutes, but right now it's close to about 4.
And talk about consistency. That's kind of a struggle that the Intense Mango is having right now. Looking at his build, he's so split across the map. He started off with the Blade of the Ruined King, went for the BF Sword, then he started building towards excuse me, building towards the Ruined's Hurricane, but now he said, okay, maybe I'm a little scared for my life, so he ends up having to pick up the QSS and just being all over the place and being undecisive. This is kind of a form of inconsistency that we're not used to seeing from Zenith eSports. They pride themselves in their consistent factor, like you have mentioned. They pride themselves in doing well. And Indivisible, you are not indivisible. You're now dead as Zorlas picked up that kill, but Contracts might be coming in.
Yeah, that's going to be 1-for-1 trade. Definitely worth it, taking out Zorlas. All that damage gone from the side of DZG Storm. So they don't really care about Zorlas at the moment. They're just pounding away at this top tier 1. While the rest of Zenith eSports going to take a tower trade by taking mid-tier 2. Definitely worth it in favor of Zenith as they're going to continue pushing. I'm Mysterious trying to stop the backs the best he can. It's only Gatsby in the base to try and do some wave clear, but Arcsec and Intense Mango and Contracts, they're pounding away at the Zenith turret.
Oh, Gatsby's trying to get something right there, though. Might.
Jiyoung comes in for the save.
Hey. How does it feel when you get saved by a chair? Like, it's not a door, it's not this just looming piece of structure that you have from Braum. It's, I'm gonna protect you with a folding chair. Hello, goodbye. I mean, how do you... It's different indeed, but here comes Contract.
And Mysterious onto PP7. Does still have the Lamb's Respite available. It's going to be popped right now. Zorlas coming around the backside. Surprise, he says. Contract going super low. Pops the Repel just in time. Indivisible doing his best to heal him up. But Intense Mango going on a rampage. So many members of DZG Storm going down. That's
triple.
Clean kills for Zenith eSports. Oh, baby, a triple for Intense Mango. And if that isn't an easy Baron, then I don't know anything about this game.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's going to be the Baron. Gatsby might try to save it, but you don't have Smite, buddy. I don't think you're going to be able to get this. He's just going to have to back away safely, and a triple kill going to Intense Mango. The inconsistencies I mentioned earlier is going to have to get quelled, stopped, put into stone, and thrown in the trash as he picks up the triple kill. His team secures the Baron. They're at almost a 10K gold lead, and it's them who have flipped the tides of the turning, and they're the one who's in control.
Oh, that's got to feel good if you're Zenith eSports. You had such a good lead early on in the game. It started to fall as you got caught out in these situations. You started losing a couple of objectives. But now that you have a Baron, makes it a lot easier to push towards these towers. No tier 2s available on the side of DZG Storm. So their base is the next on their menu.
Which one do we choose? Here's where the lottery comes in. Do we want to go top? Do we want to go bot? Or do we want to go mid? That's the decision that they're going to have to face, and it's all going to come down to what they're going to prioritize with the wave management. You have teleport available on iMysterious. He can pick a lane. You do have the Mega Wave forming in the top lane. That's going to force the attention of Carrick after he decides to go onto the Krug. But here we go. The rest of the members, all four, pushing into the mid lane. Mysterious, like we said, split pushing into the bot. He's going to provide the pressure, but he's going to have the potential to teleport in. He is Meganar right now, so he's going to have that up soon. This might be an opportunity for DZG Storm to do something.
Oh, the tower's really low. Jiyoung needed to be saved by the Lamb's Respite. The tower does go down there onto the rest of DZG, however, Mysterious drawing the attention of Zani's. Oh, times the Nard at the wrong time, but Carrot goes down nonetheless. That's the first inhibitor of the game, going down at the 32-minute mark. Mango inside the event horizon doesn't take enough damage to go down, however. The Mega Wave is still stacking up top. Zenith eSports not quite done, not by a long shot. Mysterious just doing mysterious things, trying to get this wave shoved in as fast as possible, while the rest of Zenith eSports trying to take down the members of DZG Storm. Here comes Gatsby, though. The wish comes through. Mango jumping forward with a Martial Poison goes, dominating. That's 2 for the ADC. Zenith eSports now turn their eyes towards the top lane inhibitor turret. Could this be game right here?
It might potentially just be that. That's 1, that's 2. You've got Zorlas trying to get everything he can. Oh, but Intense Mango's going to get healed up. Jiyoung might be in a spot. This might actually be the game, Piscator.
The respawn timers at just about 30 seconds for all these players. That's the first in-hit. Nexus tower going very low. Carrick goes down so quickly. So much of this damage. Zorlas doing what he can, but it's not going to be enough. It's Vagar against the world and Mango against this Nexus turret. It's going down fast. Event Horizon come down, but it's not going to be enough. GG's to both teams, but in the 33rd minute of the first game, Zenith eSports comes out on top.
They come out on top. It all started with the mind games that they played. The Kog'Maw first pick. He ends up finishing the game 2-0-11. 13 out of 19 kill participation. Beautiful job by him. But if we want to talk about kill participation, Indivisible died 3 times, but had 18 of the 19 kill participation into that. Had a beautiful heal earlier in the game onto Mysterious to help him survive in that duel against Gatsby in the top lane. But just, wow, it was a little bit of sloppiness. It was a little bit of back and forth. This is the first week of Ascension, so we're going to see teams try to figure out their identity and which direction they want to go. But after a long, hard battle, 33 minutes later, it's going to be Zenith eSports taking the win.
Right, and I wonder how that match is going to play into the rest of the series. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the best of 3 series. HTC Ascension is the tournament that you're watching. Be sure to enter the contest to win one of 3 specially engraved HTC One M9s emblazoned with the Team Liquid logo. If you're not lucky enough to win one of those, be sure to check out the phones on the store itself. If you use the promotion code HTC Ascension, then you get $100 off. Jump has $100 extra to buy me an even nicer present. You can do all those awesome things. Be sure to tweet at us with the hashtag HTC Ascension to let us know what you think about the tournament, about the broadcast. But when we come back, it'll be game 2 between Zenith eSports and DZG Storm.
Boom.